San Antonio on a 5-game win streak. The Heat had dropped 4 in a row. And this game had a ton of top play contenders, a lot of them authored by that guy. Norman Powell drives. Wembanyama gets him. Somehow, on the reverse, he snakes around and gets the block. It's crazy. Top play worthy. Harrison Barnes. Here comes Wemby. Filling the lane and the bucket. Spurs by 13. He's got the tongue out and everything. Carter Bryant then going to reject Pella Larson. This game lousy with top play potential. I'm telling you, look at
He was in the air.
Bryant getting up. The rook. Third quarter. Wemby saves the pass, chucks it into the corner. De'Aaron Fox then gets it back to him. Come on, all of these can't be top plays, but they've been nominated. We've got the paperwork filed and everything. Spurs up by 25. Devin Vassell. Oop. Wembanyama comes down with it. Spurs rolling up 28, and then in transition, you just keep throwing it up skyward. Number one will get it. That's a top play. Spurs up 30 after the made foul shot. Early fourth, Wemby breaking ankles and then cleans up his own miss. It's like you don't see this stuff anymore. Anyway, here's the 3 reasons why Wemby says he should be MVP.
My first one would be that defense is 50% of the game and that it is undervalued so far in the MVP race because I believe I'm the most impactful player defensively in the league. Second argument would be that we almost swept OKC in the season, and we dominated them 3 times with their real team and 4 times with more rotation players. And my third argument would be that offense impact is not just
Shay, in 25 years from now, the GOAT conversation is going to go with starting with these 3 names. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Victor Wembanyama. He's that damn special. All he has to do is stay healthy. He's going to be the best player on both sides of the floor for the next 10 to 15 years. He's already knocking at the door of becoming that. He's a championship away and a couple more accolades, which he's going to get. But when you talk about generational talent, when you talk about the greatest prospect since LeBron James, this is this guy. We have never seen anything like him on either side of the floor. He's going to win multiple or several Defensive Player of the Year awards. He's going to win several MVP awards. He's going to win multiple NBA championships. And the way that he wants to be great, that's the thing that impresses me more about more about Wemby than anything else, is that he wants it. He wants to be great. He wants to be the face of the NBA. He embraces everything about the NBA, and then on top of that, he's mean. They need to go and actually compete this year. And the Spurs organization, they absolutely believe that they could win it this year. Because when Victor was a rookie, he actually went in the office and spoke to the higher-ups and told them, hey, I need pieces. I'm trying to win now. That's why they went out and got more veterans like a Harrison Barnes, who, you're right, have championship experience. They went and got a De'Aaron Fox and then signed him to a pretty long-term contract because we watched De'Aaron Fox go toe-to-toe in one of the best 7-game series against Steph Curry when he went blow for blow with Steph Curry in that series. They drafted a Stephon Castle who's been a winner his entire life. Won at UConn. This guy knows how to win, knows how to play the game of basketball. You got Keldon Johnson, who won a gold medal, who's been around veterans like Steph and Braun and KD, all those guys, so he know what it takes to be a professional. And so when I think about the Spurs and I think about where they are, they're getting all the home court games that they possibly need throughout, as long as they can throughout the postseason. Because the only thing that people could say about them is they lack experience come postseason time. But one thing we do know is for a young team, they're going to play better. They're going to play really damn good at home. They want home court games, and they're going to have that all the way to the conference finals. In a perfect world, I believe that they're going to match up with Oklahoma City Thunder. We seen what they did to OKC. So much uncertainty, whether J-Dub is going to come back, what he's going to look like. If you're asking...
I was hesitant to go here, but I'm going to agree with you. The fear that I see Wembanyama instilling in oppositions on the offensive side of the floor is real. You see cats driving to the basket with their head on a swivel. Where he at before I put this shot up? Because he's everywhere. And it's gotten to a point where Wendy knows this, Wembanyama is sitting there lurking and he's actually faking it. Like he's acting like, he might turn his head, have his back turned or whatever, making you think that you don't see him, baiting you into going to the basket because he has every intent of swapping it into the stands or pinning it to the backboard or something. This is the kind of stuff that he's doing. And what's great about all of these other guys around him, whether it's Vassell, it's Castle, it's De'Aaron Fox, whomever, Harrison Barnes, who obviously is a veteran and has won a championship, no matter who you pick, they feed off of him. They're playing along with him. They're a part of it. It's not like he's doing this as an individual. They're staring offensive players in a particular direction, knowing that he has every intent of covering them. Schematically, Coach Johnson is doing a great job with these guys, got them in tune with one another. So that's what they bring defensively. Here's where it gets interesting offensively. Houston doesn't have a point guard. Obviously, Jamal Murray is an all-world player and a champion and a first-time All-Star. He deserved it years ago, but he's gotten it this year, etc. And we know that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in Oklahoma City bring that to the table. The Spurs having De'Aaron Fox is a big damn deal. This man can score in bunches any damn time he wants to. But he also gives it to you. He gives you some effort defensively. Here's the biggest thing. He knows how to run a damn team. He knows how to calm the storm. He knows how to get your offense, structured. He knows how to create spacing. He knows how to do all of these things. And he's an all-star himself. And so when I look at it from that standpoint, so you got shooters, you got athletes. You've got a collection of individuals who have bought in defensively because they're anchored by the premier defensive player in the game, who's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, by the way. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, right? So you got that going on. And then you have floor generalship to go along with everything. That's why we got Houston. You got them ahead of somebody like Houston. It's why we got them ahead against somebody like L.A. It's why we've got them ahead of somebody like the Clippers. It's not just because of their record. It's because of the pieces that you need in order to win. They have it. And that's what I'm looking at. The San Antonio Spurs are a legit title contender right now.
So, Shai, I would say is that my instincts are to not believe in a team that has never done it before. Because I've been around too long. Stephen A has been around too long. We see these teams that are good regular season teams, and then they get under the bright lights, and it's like, whoa. The difference between winning a first-round playoff series and a conference finals series is vast. Forget about anything beyond that. And it just takes some time, even as good as teams look in the regular season. Here's the thing. The last time we saw a team that had no playoff experience and all of a sudden shot their way to the finals was the Magic in the 90s. And the reason that happened was because they had Shaq. They had a once-in-a-generation, one of the craziest athletes. We'd never seen a player like Shaq ever before. And he overcame all conventional rules. I don't know, obviously, but Wemby could be that type of player. Wemby could be such a defining player with his physical attributes combined with his skill set that he can overcome and break all the rules. And so that is why I have to look at them a little differently, Stephen A.
Here's what I would say to you. What we've seen from Wemby, we have only two questions about him. His girth, will he ever develop some? Because he's too skinny. And obviously, because of that, his durability. That's it. Because as dominant as Shaq was, Shaq couldn't shoot like him. Shaq was dominant inside. Shaq couldn't step away from the basket and shoot threes. Shaq couldn't score on pull-up jump shots. Shaq couldn't bring the ball up the court with regularity, like a guard. Shaq couldn't go to the free throw line and shoot. What is Wemby shooting from the free throw line right now? I think it's like it's in the 80s, like 81%. Shaq is a career 52% shooter from the free throw line. So think about that for a second. The only thing to question about Wembanyama is his girth. Will he ever develop enough of it? And as a result, his durability, because as the season wanes, as they put bodies on him, as they because they're going to have to get more physical with him, because there's nothing else you can do with him. He's 7'5". Ladies and gentlemen, put it in perspective. He's 4 inches taller than Shaquille O'Neal. I'm going to repeat that.
He might be more than 4 inches. He might be more.
Maybe it could be 5. It could be 5. 5 or 6. Let's say 5. Let's say 5 around. He's 5 inches taller than Shaquille O'Neal, who was 7'1". I mean, damn. It's like he doesn't have the girth, the power that Shaq has, but he's still dominant because of his all-around skill set.
To that point, Stephen, hey, let me just say,
people play defensively, they're just going to be elite.
To that point, I covered Shaq for a year in Cleveland. Obviously, I've been around him. I never fail to be stunned at his size. Even when I was seeing him every day, I never failed to be stunned at his size. And
correct.
Spending time with Victor, I never failed to be stunned at his size. And here's the thing, like the fastest way to piss Victor off is to talk about height. That's why he doesn't really want his exact height out there. And if you bring it up with him, he instantaneously is like, I don't want to deal with this, because he doesn't want to be defined by his size. But let's be honest.
He wants to be defined by his skill.
Because, of course, and I would just say that we live in a world in the NBA where we are consistently around some of the most incredible physical specimens in the world.
Yeah.
You go to an NBA team and everybody is 6'8", right? It's pretty damn intimidating. Okay?
Yeah.
And when you go around the peak physical athletes that we have in the world, it takes these teams cultivate the idea to bring these 10, 12 players together. And then when you have somebody that stands out amongst them to where even they are like, whoa. That's what happened with Shaq.
Yes. Well,
I've never seen a man that big with that kind of skills. I've never seen a man like Victor, who's built like this, who can play like this.
2 last points, Shay, Wendy. During this season, we saw an NBA champion who put up a 40-piece in the NBA Finals continuously lose to the San Antonio Spurs, and when was asked why, he said, they have somebody on their team about 7'5". That was Jalen Williams, okay? And to this day, and I say this affectionately because I don't really mean it, I wasn't ashamed of it or anything, but it was very, very embarrassing to me to interview Wembanyama. I was mini-me. I came up to his stomach. I literally had to stretch my arm to get the mic to his mouth. And I'm 6'1". The man is tall, but he's got a skill set that complements that height in ways we have never seen. And as a result of that, because of his defensive prowess, the San Antonio Spurs are a legit title contender. It needs to be said. Wendy's right.
And he just turned